Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live trading webinar. I hope everyone had a great weekend so far, and we are ready to start this trading week, although it's the last trading day for July. And in August, usually the markets, they tend to slow down, especially toward the mid of August due to holidays in Europe and in the US. Bankers, they take annual leaves mainly this time, so we have to be a little bit cautious with our trading, as markets, they not gonna give us the expected moves as usual. But regardless that, we're gonna be here, we're gonna do our live, and we're gonna try to capitalize, of course, on every opportunity. Darshan, good morning. Cypriot, my friend. Good morning, Darshan. I hope you're doing well. Ruben, how are you doing, my friend? Good morning to you too, Ruben. Larry, I hope you're doing great. Good morning, Larry. William, good morning. Roland, how are you doing? Good morning, Roland. X-Man said hello to all. Hello, X-Man. Thomas, good morning, everyone. Good morning, my friend. Ibrahim, thanks for joining this webinar, and good morning to you as well. H, good morning. How are you doing? How do I pronounce your name? Please help me with that. H4. Maria Julia, good morning, all. Good morning, Maria. Cherry, how are you doing, my friend? Good morning, and I hope you're doing well. Nick said hello, everyone. Hello, Nick. Rumen, pleasure to see you here. Mr. Carlos, how are you doing, my friend? Good morning to you too. So, ladies and gentlemen, this webinar is for general information only, and is not intended to provide any trading or investment advice or any kind of personal recommendations. Later on, you will be able to listen to the weekly fundamental analysis on the podcast section on the website. I will show you in case you don't know where to find it. And for the new traders here, please make sure you download the mobile application. So let's check now the news for the week. Actually, for today, because the rest you're gonna listen them on the podcast. It tend to have some major impact to the euro today due to the GDP or gross domestic product events. So far, we expect it in few hours. GDP for the yearly and the quarter to just drop a little bit. Then in the Eurozone, where the focus will be, let's check the numbers. Previously, it was 1.1%. Expectancy is to go to 0.5%. That can honestly hurt the euro and negatively impact the euro. And the inflation rate in the Eurozone, 5.5%. Same event last time it announced, and it's expected to drop to 5.3%. And as I explained you many times, actually numerous of times, this is good for consumers, but it depreciates the currency itself. Now, let's move on and let's bring the charts. Well, again, we don't place trades on TradingView. We just do chart analysis on TradingView. And let's start with the pound against the US dollar. Last week, as you can see here, last week the market didn't really move. It had an inside candle 2 weeks ago, and last week it just opened and closed at the same area, leaving a doji candle. That's what we call a long leg doji candle. And based on the plot of these two moving averages, the 9 exponential moving average and the 20 exponential moving average, we have an uptrend. We see an uptrend here, and we expected retracement to occur and correction. Market stopped at 61.8% FIB. That also consists with a previous broken resistance, that new support. So we do expect to see some bullishness in this one here. We go down to the daily chart to find some opportunities, and we see the market stopped clearly with this bullish candle. Although we had a strong bearish engulfing on Thursday, and from today, we do expect to see some bullishness to come. Next one, Euro US dollar, same scenario, market stopped, but the good and interesting with the Euro US dollar is that this area here, the previous swing high, it acted as support on this on last Friday correction. Also, FIB from this point here, from the 100 to the top, 61.8%, and market and price stopped right at this point here. So, and if we use the upward trend line, we draw this trend line, and it accurate takes all these points here. So this may be a good area to look for some buying opportunities. Now, for me, I want to buy only with bullish engulfing. There are no evidence of trend reversal yet. To have a trend reversal, the first evidence we need is the break of a trend. We need a trend to be reversed. So we do have a trend. If the break of this trend line, of this upward trend line occur, then we will suspect the validity of this upward trend, and therefore we will be on the sidelines to look for a new low. This is the low, the swing low we have, the lowest now. So if we break the upward trend line and then we create a new low, we start talking about trend reversal, and we will be waiting for a correction to sell on a higher price. Now, you guys have to really understand that this outcome and this this idea maybe never occur. Maybe it's just what can we understand from this market behavior and the two possible scenarios, when we're going to start selling and when we're going to start buying. Now, what's the most challenging for a trader, especially for a daily chart trader, is to really understand and accept that on the daily charts, it takes days and weeks for this scenario to occur and give us the tradable opportunities. Now, if you trade on the 5-minute chart, you're going to see this change of trend multiple times during the day, especially while the markets are quite active during London session or New York session. So you must install this in your mind that if you trade on the daily charts like I do, you have to be able to sit with patience and wait for this reversal to occur. And then once it occurs, maybe you're not going to find your entry to participate in the market. And you're going to start saying to yourself, I was waiting for, let's say, this scenario to play to the downside, if it's going to end up being a downtrend, and make a new low and all that. Maybe you're going to wait 3 weeks or 2 weeks minimum for this to occur. So if you don't find a tradable opportunity after that, that's okay. There are other currency pairs and indices to look for. Okay, so please accept that that's the nature of trading, understand that, and don't try to force anything in trading. Next one is the Australian dollar against the US dollar. On the weekly chart, it's a bit messy, although we had a nice bearish candle. But again, there is no evidence of this market if it's going up or down. On a daily time frame to look for execution, we can draw this downward trend line, and market maybe do this. We don't know what it's going to do. So at this point here, we can treat this as a trend because we identify a lower low and lower high. So, and the room of opportunities from the resistance one, R1 to S1. So we can capitalize within this move. Now, how do we trade trends? First, we need to see a downtrend, lower high and lower low. So we use few tools. First, we can use our downward trend line, which we draw it here. Then we can draw the static resistance. So previous swing low can act as resistance. And then we can use Fibonacci retracement from the high to the low, and 61.8 and 50 is this area right here. So let's try to put the puzzle together. This area here and this resistance at this, the resistance R1, and sorry, the resistance you see here, the inside resistance, and the downward trend line, they cluster at this area here. So if the price, it comes somewhere here and it shows strong evidence about reversal like bearish engulfing or a shooting star like this one here, it's very likely to see some push downwards. So we will be waiting for this to occur. But if it doesn't occur and the price just continue moving higher, then let it be. Next one, New Zealand US dollar. Still a bit mess with this one here. Someone can say that they see this as a new rejection and the market can push lower. Other people can see the previous week's candlestick like the market came 2 weeks ago with this strong bearish engulfing and it totally didn't move anywhere afterwards. So it shows weakness in the market. But on the other side, do we buy it? We don't have any higher highs and higher lows. Or do we sell it? We don't have any structure. The market, you want to sell a market that makes a strong move, directional move. A market that makes a new low like this one here, it doesn't help at all, to be honest, for strength in the market. Okay, next, USD Canadian dollar. As I try the last few weeks to take a buy position here, bullish engulfing occur at this point. So, and the other one, I'm still in from this point here, targeting the higher prices is the USD Swiss. So I'm bullish on the USD CAD and on the USD Swissy and waiting what's going to happen. But really the US dollar pairs today, they don't show that much of direction. Another possible tradable pair can be the USD Japanese yen rejection at 61.8 fib. This is in an let's say weak but still uptrend until the 61.8. We said if we're going to surpass it and the market make a new high, we're going to look to buy. But last week we identified this this weakness at the 61.8, but due to this inside candle, I didn't take any trades to the downside, and I was looking for the bearish engulfing. That's all. GBPJPY market, there is no valid trend line here. The market is just moving in a range. If we check the weekly chart, rejection, multiple rejection around the 9 moving average. So there is something happening here for sure for the market to reject the last 3 weeks, all these price levels around the 180. So we expect to see some directional move upwards. Now, based on the ATR, that's a very long candle. How many pips? 400 pips on this candle on the daily chart, and the ATR it's 190. So it's not a favorable reward to risk. I cannot initiate any trade. Market got rejected on the Australian dollar JPY on the daily chart from this resistance that acted as support right now, and it looks like it has some more room to move upwards. Euro JPY the same, is pushing higher against the Japanese yen. The Kiwi the same, it pushed highs against the Japanese yen, and it looks like that there is so much demand on the short side of the JPY, and people, they are just selling the JPY. Swiss franc against the JPY, it comes to this support and it pushed higher as well, and the Canadian dollar as well, this kind of double bottom. It's not an accurate double bottom, but for many of you that you can just see multiple rejection here, like an M shape, like this one here. So for intraday, so far, I see that all these pairs, they are moving against the Japanese yen. So maybe they make it a good candidate for longs. WTI weekly chart, clear. This is one of the clearest pairs for higher time frames, to be honest, and also for intraday. On the weekly chart, we can see that moving average, they crossed over. We have a bullish crossover here. The slow stochastic, it's above 50, and that's also bullish. And then the daily chart in this upward momentum, 4-hour chart, any signs of trend activity, higher highs, higher lows, upward channels, and trend lines can be utilized to initiate long positions. For intraday trading as well, if you go down to 15-minute charts, you can wait for higher highs and higher lows, or you can take breakouts to the upside. Gold, I'm still bearish on the gold. From this point here, I have target about 4 or 5 to 1. I don't remember, at 61.8%. That's the S2 based on the candles and only. Weekly chart, rejected again this resistance here. And gas weekly chart, it has a heavy accumulation at this point, to be honest. Now the only way to see some weakness is if we're going to see some negative divergences here, but in terms of accumulation, price accumulates a lot, and we can see it from the slow stochastic. On the daily chart though, it's a mess. There is no structure, so I don't have anything to trade. Cobham, it trying to break through this upward, this resistance area. Why it's trying to break through? Because we see an ascending triangle formation. Let's try to map this. Yep, this high, this low, and this low, and this low, they match, and then false break. So price, it trade below resistance and above upward trend line. So if we're going to have a breakout to the upside, minimum target is the base, multiplied it by itself, and that's the minimum target. And if you look on the left, that very likely to match with this high here. So that's the play for the copper. Silver follows the gold in this move vigorously, so we do expect to see some continuation to the downside. Anyhow, for this correction to occur, we need a deep correction. It's to see the price around 61.85. Platinum, for those trade platinum, weekly chart, it's in a clear, this is actually, it's on my watch list because we have the weekly chart in a clear downtrend, and also the price action is lower highs, lower low, strong bearish from last week, and the next support can be found on this area that I mark, 888 actually. So on the daily chart and on the 4-hour chart, any bullish candles can be used to find some breakouts to the downside or some bearish engulfings, and we take the signals to go short. UK 100, it's rejected at the top R1 here, multiple rejection. We do expect to have some correction. German 40, we will check it in a while. US 30, bullish engulfing here, but as you can see from the slow stochastic or any RSI indicator, whatever you're going to use here, and strong negative divergence, and can push the market lower. That's the Nasdaq, sorry, not the US 30. This is the US 30. In an overbought condition for a while at resistance, likely the market can experience some free fall. And the S&P 500, I put it this channel here, price respect this channel, and it's topping right here at FIB extension 200%. So it looks like that this move, this impulse move, it's very mature now, and we do and it's due to correction. We don't know exactly when it's going to be the correction. That's why I try to play only with strong breakout, strong false breakout of this upward, of this return line, this one here. Guys, the reason I don't see any questions is either because you understand everything or because you understand nothing here. Come on, tell me which one. I'm joking, absolutely. Janice said, good morning, Janice. Anka said, hello, it will be great to show us how to trade on lower time frames. Many thanks. Okay, I will do that. So, Ruben, you said you understand. Okay. So I'm glad to read your messages, Kai, especially your message, Ruben and Ronald, that you understand everything. Nothing. Okay. Ibrahim said 5 minutes to London Open. Thank you so much for the reminder. We go straight to the MetaTrader to check for our trades here. DAX 40. So DAX 40 on the daily chart, higher highs, higher lows, broke above this previous high. Check the weekly for a second. Let's see anything on the left. Looks like from this data, we can see that maybe we have an all-time high. Strong bullishness here. Daily chart, pretty much the same. For our chart, though, we see there is a strong support 30 points below and a resistance up here. So I will mark it so we don't forget. Five-minute chart. So a buy stop. So I place a buy stop order above the 5-minute swing high. And it will be great if in the next 2 minutes left for the London Open to see no more move below this current candle. And if that's the case, I'm going to place a sell stop order below here. If not, I will do a sell stop below this point here. I'm pointing on the chart. We have to wait for a while. Okay, the market traded lower, and I didn't like that, to be honest. So, but what to do? We have to live with that. Sell stop at this point, and I hope that, not I hope, if the market is going to try to take the order before 10 a.m. broker time, I will cancel this order. But for now, let's see what's going to happen. So 6 seconds for the London Open. Let's see. Favorably, we would like to see an upside breakout rather than a sell move, but market is going to do what it's going to do. Remember that in 1 hour and then in another 1 hour, we're going to have news events that highly impact the euro performance. So looks like sellers are more in control. Let's see if we're going to get fuel to the downside. And if that, maybe we can see continuation until the 4-hour support. This one here. Guys, any other currency pairs you would like to analyze today? Looks like we're going to get fuel to the downside. Yes. So I canceled the buy stop order. Let's see this one here. There are 13 pips, points. Always when we trade this breakout strategy, the concern for a false breakout is the only thing a trader has in mind, and that's the reality. All the time we are thinking, okay, is this breakout real or not? But yeah, that's the thing. We try to keep probabilities in our favor, but doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to experience winning trades. If the price is going to come and close higher than these highs here, I will definitely close the trade. But if it's going to pressing lower, I will close it down there. So let's see what's going to happen. If we flip to the 1 minute chart. Anybody trade anything last week on Friday? Looks like it's going to take a while to see an outcome in this trade. Unless the next few candles, they show some bearishness. So, guys, I have to wrap for today. Ibrahim, gold, you traded the gold. That's nice. So I have to wrap up for today, guys. Remember, if for me, it's valid until it takes the previous candles, the previous 5 minute high. If not, then it's going to continue falling downwards. I do expect the price to come at this point here and then close the trade. Ibrahim said made out well. Echo Mama's DAX 16, 427. Strong support level. Nice. Okay, guys, I will leave you with that. I hope you enjoy the webinar. I would like to wish everyone to have a fantastic day ahead, and I look forward to see you tomorrow at